Hello everyone, hoping everyone is having a good one. If you are new here, end up enjoying today's content, all I can ask you to do is go ahead and hit that like button and red subscribe button as well so you don't miss out on another episode. Now you can also follow me on all social medias at BladeMiss, and now we're going to go ahead and get into some events gameplay. So the event that's going on right now, it's basically lefty pitching versus right-handed hitters, and I got a pretty good budget squad assembled. Now, there are some teams running around. I don't know if any of you guys have ran into them or are currently running them. You guys let me know in the comment section down below. Are you running one of those all-diamond teams where you have Willie Mays, Rogers Hornsby, Nolan Arenado, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, everybody that's basically a goon against lefties? You let me know whether or not you're running one of those teams, especially on all-star difficulties. That's almost an instant 12-0 run if you are actually pretty good. Now, if you're looking at the thumbnail and saying, who is that goal that you are talking about that is a goon? Well, you guys just seen him hit. His name is Avisail Garcia. How you get him is by doing the Chicago White Sox collection. He's an 82 gold flashback that his primary position is at right field, but I currently have him in left field. Now, he has a cannon, 85 arm strength or 84, one of those two, and 80 speed. So he's good in terms of defense, he's good in terms of speed, and the most important attribute he has is he has contact versus lefties at 125. Currently, my first run in events, I went 7 for 15 with him and got 2 dingers. So he does have some pop. Now, this is one of his home runs right here. Now, I do have to say, yes, there is a righty pitching, and that's because he made George Springer pinch hit, and then he decided not to take out George Springer at all from the game. So I was just a little confused as to why he would even do that in the first place. I guess he gave up as soon as he didn't have a lead. Now, we were squaring up pitches nonstop. As you guys can see, we had 7 hits. Should have been a lot more, but I don't know what it is with this game, but good squared up sometimes just does not travel. But at the end of the day, I feel like the better player wins most of the times, which is what you want. And then Willie Mays would have gunned him out, but he left early regardless. And this is the teams that I'm talking about. Let me know in the comment section down below if you're running one of these goon squads where you have literally 3 immortals, 4 immortals actually, or I should say signature series players because they're not immortals at all. But let me know if you're running one of those lineups where you have 4 signature series players back to back. He had Willie Mays, Rogers Hornsby, Pudge Rodriguez, and then he had Frank Thomas. I was like, dude, how am I even supposed to pitch to 1 through 4? And then after that, you have Nolan Arenado, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, Javier Baez too. How in the world am I supposed to beat this team? And then, I'm thinking, hey, maybe he just bought his team and it's perfectly fine. We still have a chance. And then I look at his level and he's a level 69. And I'm just like, holy cow, this guy is also a grinder. So he probably is pretty good at the game. Now, we took an early lead 1-0 with our boy Josh Donaldson actually starting it off, hitting a dinger, and then he tries to make a diving stop. Now, his pitcher is hitting right here, and I did give him an opportunity to go ahead and take his pitcher out. I even stepped off the mound, but he kept him in. So what I was led to believe by that is that he literally has nobody in the bullpen and his bench is horrible, which makes perfect sense considering you have all those diamonds in your starting lineup. I mean, I'm pretty sure that his entire starting lineup was full of diamonds, so that made sense. And now, if you guys are wondering, hey, where in the world is your PCI? Now, our first game was my warm-up game. Usually when I start my first game of the day, I leave the PCI on just so I have a good visualization of where it's going. And then after I start playing some games and start trying to go for 12 wins or even playing ranked seasons, I usually turn it off just because it allows me to see the pitch better. And since I am now so accustomed to having muscle memory of just moving the PCI to where the pitch is, I just go ahead, turn it off, and then my muscle memory kicks in. I see the pitch better, and I just place the PCI right there. So now we're running into a little bit of trouble with Johnny Venters. 1-2 count, we throw a fastball, and he ends up swinging too late to make contact with it with Javier Baez. We bring in now Gleyber Torres to pinch hit for our boy Johnny Venters. Gleyber Torres hits a gapper that's actually going to turn into a double. Would have been nice if he would have smacked it out. And as you can see, we're being out hit right now 5-3. I'm not sure if you guys were looking at the scoreboard, but we currently are, but that's going to end real soon as Josh Donaldson is going to come along and get himself a nice little base hit, driving another run. So the reason we have 2 runs right now on the board is because of Josh Donaldson. So hats off to him. He's been clutch for us so far. And I've told you all, he's a great third baseman, even for ranked seasons, and a great budget third baseman. We ended up winning the game 2-0, and when he brought in Terrence Gord to pinch hit, I knew that his team just depended on the starting rotation and the lineup, because then everything else was full of commons.